Hi, welcome to Bar Cart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about A Market of Dreams and Destiny by Trip Galey. A Market of Dreams and Destiny is a fantasy romance set in Victorian London. It is the story of two young men, Derry and Owen, one an indentured servant of one of the goblin merchants of the ferry market that exists below the streets of London, and one an indentured servant in a workhouse in the London above. So they have this really lovely parallel to their situations as they sort of fit into this mold of salt and pepper shaker boyfriends. They really work beautifully as a match set, playing well against each other as the novel progresses. It's a really charming sort of romance, but also solidly a fantasy, structured like a fantasy novel, with this really powerful romance going on throughout and as a part of it, and that real sense of whimsy that you get with a proper fairy story, where there are things being sold at the market that are wholly intangible and being traded up and valued up and exchanged equal for equal. What does it cost to control the destiny of a lost princess? Because as we see at the very beginning of the novel, one of the princesses of the royal family has decided to leave her destiny behind to trade it away for a life out in the countryside. And now we have at the center of the novel and all of our lovers and all of their enemies orbiting around this idea of a destiny and the idea of a high-value object, an object that's sort of too hot to fence. So you get these really lovely underlayers of the fantasy economics of it, and the idea that there is not anything that is acceptable but what's believed to be an equal exchange. And that's not currency. There is no currency in the Untermarkt. It's all these really just magical and whimsical sorts of trades. You know, rose petals that when you crush them leave you feeling refreshed, and a bit of good luck, a laugh, that sort of thing. Really that charming fairy tale style, and I think just beautifully atmospheric. A really lovely read for the fall and winter here. And at the core of it, these characters, these lovers, Derry and Owen, who just fit together beautifully. So it really was a charming read, a nice, fun, bubbly, exciting thing that's also doing some interesting ideas and things with like labor rights and exploration of moving within contracts and systems and building a life for yourself. So just a very delightful read, and one that I've been quite looking forward to, and one that I quite enjoyed. I do almost wish that I had saved it for after our book for next week, because the one that we're talking about next week is brutal, and this would be a nice sort of comfort after that hurt. But I'm okay with having my comfort first. Yeah, thank you very much. So, without any further ado, why don't we turn to this week's drink? Our drink today is the Untermarkt. It is inspired by the ferry marketplace that Derry inhabits, that he works to climb the ranks of, and that forms the real sort of magical underbelly. Not an unknown underbelly, a known underbelly of this sort of alternate London. We're going to start with our base and 1 ounce of cognac. If you want to make this into a mocktail, just omit the cognac, and instead of adding 1/2 ounce of black tea, as we'll be doing here for our cocktail, add a full ounce. So if you're doing a mocktail, skip the brandy, full ounce of tea. If you're making the cocktail version, as we are today, 1 ounce brandy, half an ounce of iced tea. Then we'll get 1 ounce of lemon cordial, that lovely blend of lemon juice, sugar, and the lemon oils. It really has that depth of flavor that we don't get just from fresh juice. It really brings a brightness, but also a rich mellowness to our drink. And there's a real sense of gold and glimmering in A Market of Dreams and Destiny. The language of gold and the value of light and shimmering that came through for me. So the lemon cordial really brings that together for us. Next, we're going to add 1 ounce of heavy cream. And I know many people don't like to have both lemon and dairy with their tea, but guess what? We're a bit rebellious here at Bar Cart Bookshelf. And with the sweetness of the sugar there in that lemon cordial, it really does help to mellow the interactions between the dairy of the cream and the citrus of the lemon juice. Finally, we're going to add a couple of dashes of Peychaud bitters, like anise and rose hip. Remember, as with fairy wine, for bitters, it's easy to add more, hard to add less. Start with 2 to 4 dashes. If you want a little more intensity of that, add a few more after you've had your taste test. And that's going to bring this really wonderful reddish pink quality, and again, those sort of rose hip and anise flavors to our Untermarkt. Now we'll get our ice down in there. Lovely, lovely. Nice and frothy. You can see the frost forming on the tin. Pop that open. Beautiful. And get our handy dandy Hawthorne strainer, cocktail glass, and strain these. Beautiful. Perfect. And there you have it. This is the Untermarkt, a frosty, frothy, low ABV dessert cocktail, easily made into a mocktail, inspired by A Market of Dreams and Destiny by Trip Galey. A Market of Dreams and Destiny is available now. A huge thank you to the publisher, Titan Books, for sending me an early copy of this book so that we can talk about it and celebrate it on its release day. Go out, snag it. You're really going to love these boys. You're really going to love these characters, this world. I had so much fun with it. It really hit that whimsical sort of nature that I love from a real proper fairy story. We've got links to various forms of social media, including Twitter and Instagram. There's always a written version of today's recipe. In those places, we are exploring new options with social media because everything's changing all the time. But for now, that's where you can find us. Try the drink. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Read the book. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit that like button. It makes me so very happy. Share with your friends. Let them know about the Untermarkt, about Bar Cart Bookshelf, about A Market of Dreams and Destiny. It really is an absolute charmer of a book. Perfect for fans of Freya Mark's work. Perfect for fans of Malka Older's The Mimicking of Known Successes. Perfect for fans of Alex E. Harrow's The Once and Future Witches. And perfect for fans of the Enola Holmes movie was one that really came to mind for me with this one. So just a really delight of a book. And it's in the description down below. Try the drink, let me know what you think. That like button again, so very important to my self-esteem, to my happiness in the world. Share with all your friends, subscribe if you haven't already. Tune in next week for a new recipe, and until next time, cheers.